Hey y'all, it's Tracy, Mama's Comfort Cooking, and today we're going to make us a buttermilk pound cake. Come on in and let's get started. I'm going to get ready. We're going to get our stuff begin. We're going to begin to get started. I'm going to slide out my mixer and get going. I hope y'all are having a great day today. How has your day been going? Sorry about that, y'all. How has your day been going? Let's see how many people I can get in here. It's been a long time, y'all. It's been a long time. Y'all doing all right on today? Y'all been doing okay today? Get on in here. I'm going to share you out on my Tracy K. Mitchell page. Let me see. Deacon Calvin, are you in here? My share button is covered up. Come on in. We're going to get ready to start baking. You there, Joy Jameson? Thank you. Hey, Miss Elaine Brown, Miss Patricia Williams. Hey, Mother Ruby. Thing is stuck. Y'all come on in here. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. So we're gonna bake this cake. Hey, catering my way. God is so good, ain't he? Greg, Diane, you made it. Miss Bertella, I think I sent your money back. So you can order your stuff on the website. When it rains, I don't go outside. And I don't want you waiting on your seasoning, baby. We're finna bake us a good old cake. How about that? I thought today would be a good day to bake a simple cake. I'm going to tell you one thing I learned. Simple cakes are good cakes. They're very good. Simple cakes are good cakes. I think I'm going to go live on 2. I think because I'm not getting that many people over here, I'm going to go ahead and do a dual live. Yes. Until I can build this back up, let me turn off my do not disturb because it's making noise. Let me put this on do not disturb. Because I don't know why it's making noises if it's on. So I hope that's why. Okay. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And on top of that, I plan on still cooking on my other live stream place. I'm going to give y'all time to get in here. But I'm gonna be dual cooking. How about that? I'm going to do a cake over here. And then after that, I'm going to release you out. And then I'm going to still be over here. Because I'm going to make some copycat Chick-fil-A. And I'm going to make some fries and some coleslaw. And I'll be doing it on TikTok. We made it. So let's get started, shall we? These glasses I got in my showcase on TikTok. Child, my nails. I got it. And I'm going through the changes. Y'all, God is so good. I got my original page back. And I am live. And I wish Deacon Calvin was on here so he could go ahead and share me out. So we're going to start with these 2 sticks of butter. I want Deacon Calvin to share me out. Please. I forgot to do it before. I guess I can go do it. Hey, Ruthie, you on your vacation? You having a good time? Look at that. I got stars. Look at that. Y'all go ahead and share me out. I'm back. Back with another video. Na 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 na. Let me go over here and go on my page and share me out. Hey y'all, we finna bake a cake. We're gonna bake us a cake. And we're gonna get it in the oven. And let me get the pan. I gotta decide what pan. I'm doing good. I'm much better. I'm not taking that shot. My God, thank you, Jesus, for freeing me. You know how that song be like? Change me, oh God. Make me more like you. Change me, oh God. Wash me through and through. I feel so much better. Thank you. And let me get my baking spray, because before I get started, once you get started. Now, if I get my crowd up here, I won't click that button on the button. But I like to do all this first, because once you put that baking powder in there, let me tell you something. Once you put it in there, it starts instantly activating. So we're going to grease our pan up. I'm going to see how well we do before I hit this other button. And if we do good, this is the goop. I'm going to grease my pan up real good. Y'all, God has been so good. It's been a long time coming. But look at God. He made a way. He brought me right back. Won't He do it? So we're going to grease this pan up. Get in there. This one's going to have a little design on it. I decided to use a heavier weight one today. So we're going to make sure that I'm trying to get this old-fashioned taste is what I'm looking for. Right? And then I got to do son's birthday cake this weekend. He's celebrating his birthday on Saturday. And I got to make his chocolate on chocolate. So he is letting me do that. He wouldn't let me do the catering for it, which I think was crazy, that he would pay that kind of money to somebody when he knew that I was more than willing and capable to cook his stuff. I think he gonna hate that he didn't use me. But you know, he's the type of kid, you just let them do what they want to do. And then they can either learn by it or they not. Y'all, I'm gonna have to start over here on the other page too. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is today? Tell me whose birthday. I missed it. I'm coming. I'm gonna look up. Hold on one second. Let me hook this. Did you get my card? What card? Who you talking to? I don't know who she talking to. Whose birthday? So I'm going to get this out the way. I was given time to come on in. It's your birthday, Ruthie? Today is a special day. It is a day that everything will go your way. Today is the day that you were born. It's your birthday, Ruthie Mo. You got it going on. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. What you gonna do today for your birthday? You already on a cruise for your birthday. Do what you wanna do. It's your birthday. I just came to say happy birthday, Ruthie Mo. Happy birthday to you. Y'all help me wish my mod on TikTok a happy birthday. So I can do both of these actually. I can go on TikTok and I can go over here on Mama's Comfort Cooking over here. So let's do that. Let's hit both buttons. Because once you get started, honey, that's just all it is to it. I'm going to push y'all back a little bit more so y'all can see me. Y'all see me good? All right. I'm going to push them back so they can see me. Y'all see me good. Here we go. Hit the button. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. All right. So we're going to add us some butter. Right. Now, let me tell you, when I grew up, y'all going to see me do something else. I just can't totally make a cake with butter. It's a habit. Right. So this is going to have to take 5 minutes because I add shortening to my cakes, right? You don't have to, just like some people add baking soda. I don't. Baking soda, I don't. But I do. Who all add shortening as well as butter? I don't know. It just makes a good crunchy cake, you know. And so you're going to have to let this mix a little bit. It's 2 different solids becoming one. 2 different oils. So you're going to have to let this come together. You can't do it in like 1 minute. No, it's going to take about a good 5 or so. So we're making a buttermilk pound cake. Alright? So while we're making that, while this is doing what it's doing, you're going to have to scrape it down a couple of times. We're going to bust up some eggs. And then we're going to also, you're going to have to scrape this down a couple of times. We're going to bust the eggs. Make sure, which I know these should be good. Other than me doing this. Sometimes, I don't even know. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Let me tell you one thing. Certain cakes, you can use 1 stick of butter. I mean, yeah, you really can. But 2 to 3 sticks. The way everything is right now, I use 2 sticks. And I added me what? What did I add to go along with this? I'm going to see if y'all paying attention. If not, I'm just going to go on and cook. Because why even try to talk about it? I'll just cook it. How about that? Party over here, see? I ain't had one in so long, I don't know what to do. That's right. I used shortening. Chris, that's right. That's what I did. So this has been 3 minutes. When it gets to 3 minutes, I'm going to scrape it. Because it's two different solids coming together. Now, you may not want to learn how to bake a cake. And that is fine. Every cook is not a baker. And every baker is not a cook. Right? And I did not go to culinary school. You don't have to. I was doing hair before I went to cosmetology school. I used to do it on my mama's porch. When you got a gift, you don't have to go to school. You're only going to school because that's why so many people, when they go to school, they still don't have a good clientele because they really not good. They can teach you techniques in school, but they can't teach you your skill set. That's just like musicians. You got a lot of musicians. They cannot read music at all, but they can play by ear, and they can play better than anybody that can read music. So no, I don't have a culinary degree, but experience is the teacher. So today I thought I'd come on here and bake an old fashioned. Always get you a dump bag, a dump bowl, anything so you will remember the items that you already used when you baking a cake. Baking is easy. But you got to remember what you already done used. Like, you want to know that you done used the shortening. You want to know that you done used the 2 sticks of butter. You want to know that you done busted your egg. You want to know that you done used everything. So get you a dump bag or a dump bowl. Either one works. I always let this incorporate at least 5 minutes. No less. I can do it a little bit more if I'm busy. One, you want to get all the yellow out your butter before you add the sugar. The same way you do when you make your cream cheese icing. You want to get all the yellow out your butter before you add your sugar. Some of y'all trying to write down recipes. When I first started, I used to give all my recipes out till I realized that people didn't want to give me no recipes. When I first started with Mama's Comfort Cooking, I was going to do a recipe book with the memory of people's loved ones. And I asked them to give me and share some of their favorite recipes from their granny and their mamas. And baby, I couldn't get people to send me nothing. But folks were forever emailing me, asking me for mine. Anything I had, anything I did. But they don't see. One thing you're going to learn about people. They'll take everything from you and give you nothing. Everything from you. And they'll give you nothing. And then they'll want you to give them everything. And then when you ask them for something, you dry beg. And I had to grow up on here from 6 years ago. And I had to come and learn that sometimes people don't even want nothing from you, but just that thing that they can get from you. And then they'll take it and they'll give somebody else or sow into somebody else greater than the person that gave it to them. You know, it's kind of like the hand-me-down clothes. You get more use out of them than the ones that the clothes was originally bought for. So I come to realize, like, it doesn't really matter how much you do for a person. They're going to go do for who they want to do for. and the thing about it, when you was trying to do something that everybody could go back later on and purchase from you, they didn't want to share, but they kept wanting you to share your stuff. And then some people will say, can you share that recipe with me? They don't care if you sell it. They just want you to share it. Now, I had to scrape this down because this is not my largest cake, but this is a good cake. Make sure y'all share me out. I appreciate y'all. Y'all doing all right today. Also today I'm going to be making some imitation, or I guess that's what you call copycat Chick-fil-A tenders. I'm going to do some coleslaw, and I'm going to do some french fries, and I'm going to cook a couple of pieces of fish. Now I'm going to incorporate sugar, and after sugar I'm going to incorporate my flavorings and things like that. But I'll tell you this much, never add your baking soda and your baking powder. Don't add it in the beginning and let it sit in your flour. That's one tip I'll tell you right now. You don't want to do that. Baking is relaxing, and you have to have patience for it. So, listen, we are moving so quick through this month. We are moving so quick through this month. Make sure you take your time and you cream that butter. Yeah, I'm adding stuff I'm not letting y'all see. I know. You can see stuff on the side. But you can make a cake however way you want to make it. Turn it into your own cake. That's what I do. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So I have all methods that I do to cream it, and I do a lot of things Right here, I'll tell you to go ahead and add your flavorings. That's what I'm finna do. Add your flavorings right now. Whatever flavorings that you're gonna use, go ahead and add it. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If you're using inexpensive, add quite a bit of it. Only thing you don't ever want to add quite a bit of is expensive flavoring. Lemon. Some stuff can make your stuff taste like turpentine. So you know what? This cake right here, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do with it. Either I'm gonna cut it up or I'm gonna give it to somebody. That's what I always say. But God is so good. So on FB, y'all know Facebook, I got my Mama's Comfort Cooking back. In full monetization status. And you don't have to rotate your flour and your eggs. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. You do it because you want to. It'll still turn out fine. You don't have to. When I'm making a lot of cakes, I don't. I haven't even added the egg yet. I'm not ready to. Oh, I know. At first I didn't know no better. I used to. Okay, so we're going to eventually get down to our liquids and our flour. Yeah, I'm making son a chocolate on chocolate cake for his birthday. A chocolate on chocolate. Hey, y'all, come on in. Some of y'all I ain't seen in quite a bit. Oh, and it smells so good. I don't know if you'll start getting notifications. I'm going to still be on Tracy K. Mitchell too. So I don't know. You can always check your notifications and make sure that your notification bells are turned on. I really can't say. But you can always check on your own. I don't know. I have no way. Hey, they don't even get their notifications over there on Tracy K. Mitchell, so I don't know. That's a good question. I hope so. Y'all see me pretty good? Y'all see me pretty good over here? Y'all see me pretty good over here on TikTok? The man don't even sell these mixers no more. It's lightweight. I will tell you, I like the fact that it's lightweight. But he don't sell them no more. He stopped selling them. And I don't know where you can find them. I hadn't seen nobody else with them. His name is on it, and he don't even use his name no more. I got one of them, I don't know what happened to it. It just quit working. And then he could have started having too many problems with them. Because they do got their little share of problems. I can tell you that much. It's lightweight, but it's got problems. I'm going to tell you one problem it got. It'll turn on and off in a heartbeat. You can just, I can leave this and leave it laying down. And the next thing you know, it'll turn itself on by itself. So he could have decided not to sell them because he was having so many problems. I'm going to show you how easy my cleanup going to be. Okay. Once I get this, now I'm going to get ready to work on my flour. got the eggs mixed in good. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna run some dishwater. Okay. The reason why I'm doing all of this is because when you add your flour, you will not mix it. You will not mix this long. When you add flour, listen, I don't care if you want to bake or not. When you add your flour, you will not mix long. Everything is already being mixed. So you will not mix your flour. The longer you mix your flour, the tougher your cake gonna be. The possibility that your cake will come out tough. So I'm doing everything ahead of time. I do plan on doing a cookbook. Now that I'm so much better, now that I can do so much, now that God has blessed me to be able to stand and to be able to, you know, I still live in chronic pain, but I just didn't have my mind. I couldn't, the pain that I was going through in my body was just, it was too much to be trying to do everything on my own. Deacon Calvin was going to help me, of course, do the cookbook, but trying to get sales out, get things shipped, all that stuff. I didn't have it in me. I just didn't have it in me. All right. So now I'm going to start working on my flour. You see what it did? It turned itself on. That's the problem. You see it? It just did it on its own. That's why I don't think he sells them no more. Watch it. I'm not doing it. It's going to turn itself on. It'll do it in just a minute. And I think that's why he kind of quit selling them. I really do. Let me get this on. Listen, Jan bought me these a long time ago. Janice Martin. And I still keep all my aprons. This is my mama's comfort cooking apron. Right? I got all of them. Janice had these made for me a long time ago when I first met her. So now, we're almost at the end of this. We got the oven on 375. We're going to cook this cake for at least an hour, no more than an hour and 15 minutes. All right? I'm just looking over there. So, hey, Monique. Oh, there it is. I was looking for my, you know, you got to have something to make it rise because it's all purpose, right? Now, this cake is not cake. I'm actually going to use all purpose. I'm going to tell you why. When you make a heavy cake, I already got one out there. When you make a heavy cake, and you can get these on the TikTok shop. When you make a heavy cake, you don't want to use the cake that you would use when you're making a layer cake. You don't want to use cake flour. You want to use all-purpose flour. Sift it and put your stuff in. Oh, no. I pray you feel better. I just told y'all I'm not saying the name of this mixer because he don't sell them no more. All right? And I don't want to be putting nothing out in the atmosphere. Somebody ain't selling it no more. Then I ain't going to have nobody saying I'm advertising it. So I'm not. And I can't say that because I'm on another platform. And we can't say names on this platform. Y'all know we can't say things on Tik. We just can't. I do sit down occasionally to rest my back. So I'm going to get started. Sift it. to the best of your ability. You don't have to make a mess. Now, if you feel like you got to go through here and you're the type of person that you got to do it that way, put it in a different thing, do it. But I press mine down real hard. And I'm going to tell you something. Once you put the first cup in, you see what I'm doing? I'm pressing. So once you put that first cup in, you can go ahead and add your baking soda. You can add your baking flour. You can add your salt. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you something else I do too. Hold on. And it works for my cakes. May not work for yours. Just in case if you're not sure your baking soda, your baking salt. If you're not sure, I don't care what cake. Let me say this. I don't care what cake you making. If you're not sure if your baking soda and baking flour is good, go and get you a small can of 7-Up. 7-Up got all your baking stuff you need. That's all the 7-Up cake is a rising agent. The same way you can make 7-Up biscuits. If you're not sure that your stuff is any good, go and get you a can of 7-Up or Sprite. Preferably 7-Up. That's all you got to do. And it's going to rise, every time. It's going to have enough rising. Did y'all know that? That's all the 7-Up cup is. Cake is. Now the rest of that is not going to do everything for it. But we're going to add a little buttermilk. But if you're not sure, that's how you can get sure. The next thing is, the less amount of liquids you add to a cake, the more crunchy your cake will be. And I love a good crunch top when I can get one. And I can get enough, not a lot of liquid in there. You can drink the rest of it. It don't take much of it. But if you know you got some good rising, then it'll do good. Because sometimes people don't check their stuff. And so therefore you don't know if your rising stuff is good or not. Hey Sheila. Hey Sheila Stevens. And you don't over mix. You don't under mix. I will do this as a demonstration for y'all today. And on top of that, you can taste your cake if it don't. What I tell y'all. If it don't taste good now, it's not going to taste good when you put it in the pan. If it don't have the right flavoring in it now, you better check it. Because it ain't going to cook it into it. Okay? So we're going to add this last little buttermilk. This buttermilk is going to give it that old-fashioned twang that you grew up with. That your grandmama put in her cake. It's going to just let it have that old-fashioned, you know, Hit them with the And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'll be right back. Make sure it's room temperature. It can't be cold. Okay, y'all. That's one of his favorites, along with chocolate. Turn this off. Room temperature. Small can. Which is about 8 ounces. You're not going to use all of it because I already put some rising agent in here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Less than half a cup. That's it. I'll drink the rest of it. Just to make sure that my cake is going to rise, right? I don't know why with me, sometimes baking soda just ain't my friend, so I don't use baking soda. I use baking powder. But you can use baking soda and baking powder. I use baking soda mostly in my cookies. Things like that. Certain things I do it with. All right? Then you're going to taste this. I'm going to let you see how it looks. You don't have to work this long. I'm going to stop it. I don't want to overwork it. I'm done. This one, you know you got a good cake. I'm done. We're going to use it. Don't worry. Baby. That's a good cake. It's nice. I'm going to scoop that up. It's you know, the only thing I think I want to add me is a little butter flavoring. All right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some wisdom. I'm going to just take this, scoop it, put it right back in there. And it tastes so good. If it does not taste good before you put it in your baking pan, it's not going to taste good later. That's all I can tell you. All right? And let me go over here and give you just a little more flavoring, because I feel like I need it a little bit more. You know how you like your cakes to taste. What my butter flavor? And if they don't taste the way you want them, can't nobody tell you what to add into them. You add what you like into them. And that's how I do mine. And then I'll be ready to put it in the pan. All right. I already greased my pan up. And I think if you're making a heavy cake, you want to always use all purpose. If you're making a light cake or a pound cake that is not heavy, you can use cake flour. If you are making layer cakes, you can use cake flour. But I think if you make a heavy cake with cake flour, no, cake flour don't necessarily make better cakes. That's not true. Because this could be a heavy cake. I got a cake that the cake flour can't handle. If I bake my heavily pound cake with cake flour, it falls. It can't handle it. So I don't want to tell nobody, yeah, no. You only saying that because you don't have to sift it. It cuts you from doing a little work, but that don't mean it's the best flour to use. Cakes are heavy, cakes are light. Some cakes have a lot of liquid, some cakes do not have a lot of liquid. And if your cake does not have a lot of liquid, it's going to be heavy. If it's heavy, you don't want to use what? Right. You don't want to use a light flour. Cake flour is a lighter flour than cake flour is a lighter flour than your all-purpose. I'm gonna come up close so you can see this flour, this batter. I hope I got a big look at that. All right. My husband, he loves pound cake, so you know, sometimes I do things for him. So now we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put it in my grease pan. And you gotta know what size pan you want to use. Just depends on the size of the cake. What you're trying to accomplish when you're baking the cake. You don't want to use one so big that the cake get lost inside of there. But what I like for mine to do, I like it to be thick enough to rise up over the top. So I make sure I put it in to cover the very ridge. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I already greased my pan. You missed it. You probably wasn't in here. Yeah, I'm gonna always grease my pan. I greased it with the goop that I made. The goop. So you can always, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. This is to the top. And the little bitty one I got left, this little bit I got left, I'm gonna put it in a little pan. And it'll be my little sample. Right? So I'm gonna take this one and beat it. This is, I'm not gonna put no more, even though it's thick. Okay? I'm not gonna put no more. We already greased it. So I got it ready. You can wipe around the sides. You can wipe around it if you want to. You know, some people are perfectionists and they like to do all this. It ain't necessary. It's gonna cook. I promise you that. Make sure you get all the air out. Put it in the oven. Set your timer. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slide this out the way. We're going to put it in the oven. And then I got another little thing I'm going to put. But I can't open my oven for an hour. So I might set one for top. Well, it'll be all right. I got it worked out in my mind. Hold on, y'all. It's the upper one anyway. Timer on an hour. We'll check it. If we need to add any more time, you can add more time. Now, I got a little bit left and I ain't going to waste it. So, I'm going to come in here. I can grab me different molds. I can grab me one that looks just like what I'm cooking in. Or I can use one that's solid. And I'm just going to spray it. And I'm going to put this in there. Right? I had enough. And listen, don't ever think anything got to go to waste, because you can use this as your sample cake. You can use this to say, oh, it tastes good. It don't taste good. You know what I'm saying? That way, when some people tell me, oh, I ordered a cake or something, I'm like, no, I tasted that cake. That cake tastes good. And so I'm just going to take this and stick it in the corner of my thing. I'm done. You take your dump. You dump it. You dump it. You don't have to make a mess. Dishwater. Kind of clean. This going in the oven real quick, so I don't have to open that door no more. Don't matter. Hold on 1 second, y'all. And on top of that, you can always open it. If your cake coming out in an hour, in 45 to 50 minutes, you can open the door. So the little smaller one would probably be ready in that amount of time to reach in there and grab it. So I didn't start another oven for that. All right. And so now, that's all I got to do. And put this in the dishwasher. And then wash your dishes up. And what I like to do, I like to take mine, wipe off my, I like to wipe my mixer down, put my mixer back up. Oh, Jimette, I love you so much. And I want to thank you all for coming over today for my first day back on FB on Mama's Comfort Cooking. I appreciate you. And I want to thank you, TikTok, for hanging in here with me. Because we're also going to be... Now, what I did was when I designed my kitchen, for some of you all that don't know, I remodeled my kitchen. I knocked down walls. I didn't have to add no more square footage. But I designed it because I had back surgery that left me with foot drop. And so what I decided to do was make sure everything would help my back. Because your kids are going to keep living their lives. Your kids are not going to stop living their lives. Some children are not going to stop living their lives to take care of you. They love you, but they're not. And so I made sure that I made everything convenient. So I'll show you how convenient it is. I turn you a little bit. I'll show you how convenient it is. I slide you over. And so what I did was when I created my kitchen, all I did was come up with all kind of gadgets. And my designers, they were like, well, we got to come up with stuff. You see that? We got to come up with stuff to make it what? Easy for you to what? Enjoy your kitchen. That's what they said to me. And so they did. And so just like that, I put her up. Talk to you later, okay? And I shut my door. And I wipe off my cabinets. And just like that, I can get ready to do icing. Anything. Just like while that cake is going, I'm going to show y'all that we're going to be, I've got some chicken tenders marinating in pickle juice. And then we're going to take those and get them ready. And I also am going to do some fish. Now, I bought 2 different types of fish. I want to show you the 2 different types of whitings. You can have a whiting that looks like halibut. You got a whiting that looks like cod. Cod resembles halibut. You have a whiting that looks like it's like the white meat. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but it's called white loin. Like girding up the loin of your mind. It looks like lion, but it's loin. So I bought one of those, and then I bought the regular. Now what I do in prepping, see now I got to sift some more flour because I bake all the time. And also I'm not going to say the name. He don't sell them no more. It's his brand. He don't even go by that name no more. So I can't say the name of it, and I can't say it because I'm streaming on Amazing. We Love the TikTok shop, and they don't have it there, so I can't say it. You understand? So there's two things that y'all have to understand. I'm streaming from 2 different devices, 2 different places. On TikTok, you don't mention nothing that ain't sold in that shop. The second thing is, I've told you the man said he don't sell them no more, nor do he use that name. So if I gave you the name of it, it ain't going to do you no good. He don't go by that name. He closed that business down. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. It wasn't mine in the beginning. I mean, I wish I did have my own line of mixers. Honey, I be selling, hey, money in the middle, where she at? She in the middle. I mean, that's all I can tell you. I know you keep asking me something. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna mind my business, okay? I done got my page straight, and I'm gonna mind my business. And if you cannot handle the fact that I'm gonna mind my business, ain't no use in you inboxing me. I'm not gonna tell you. It don't exist no more. They no longer have them. You can't make something. You cannot make Sears come back and listen. If Sears and Roebuck went out of business, you cannot get nothing from them. They ain't. You cannot go buy nothing from Kmart. Where you get this, Kmart? You ain't gonna find them. So there ain't no use in you emailing me because they gone out of business. And that's all. I'm not doing free advertisement for nobody. You want anything? My email is the same name as my page at gmail.com. It. I ain't finna start. I promise you, I done grew up now. Trick or treat, you ain't gonna get me. I don't know nothing. Pick the fine time to leave me. You think I'm gonna mess my stuff up day one? Child, and they ain't gonna do it. No, I don't know. But I know one thing, I'm getting ready to make some coleslaw while we wait. So I'm finna go over here and get my thing. We're gonna do us some coleslaw. Because it would be too soon. What time is it? What time is it? Okay, 1:46. Yeah, it's too soon to cook other than make the coleslaw. So we are finna make some coleslaw. I'm gonna go over here and get the food processor. And again, I'm gonna do some French fries. But I'm gonna make the coleslaw now. So basically, I'm gonna use sweet relish. I'm gonna use a milk bath. I can do you that one. Sugar, my seasoning, an onion. Simple, easy, but good, right? Okay. Always keep your dump bag. Always keep your trash can next to you. Always run your dishwater unless y'all I don't use a dishwashing machine. I got one, I just don't use it. I'm through with when it comes to the cake, I'm done with the cleanup on that. Everything is put up in this place. Now let me get this food processor out. Let me get this cabbage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this cabbage. Now I'm going to tell you one thing. When I buy cabbage in the store, I don't like the fact that they got those rutabagas and I don't like that arugula or whatever it's called. I don't like that stuff. So I try to get mine and I'm going to dice it up and put it in the food processor. Then I like to make my sauce. Hold on, I'm plugging it up. Trying to get these little holes to match. Let me get me a bowl. I'll just use this so you can see me make it. And we're going to get ready to do this. I hope everybody having a good day. It is hot. It was raining. I don't know. And I'm going through the change. Now, I don't take my cabbage and just wash every leaf. But you can do that. You know. I mean, you ain't got to eat none of this. I'm not doing all that. I guarantee you, if you come to the restaurant, they ain't doing it either. So we're going to cut this up. My honeybees give me such nice things. I'm not going to be too loud. All right? I'm not. I'm going to scoot y'all up just a little bit. I'm not going to be too loud. Oh, okay. I be talking loud. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I be forgetting. I don't know. You know how when you lose your legs, then you think you lose your hearing? I don't know what's wrong with me. But we're going to cut this up. And if you only want to use part of this, because you ain't going to cook a lot, everybody ain't going to eat it. But we eat it. And what I do is, I use it also on my hot dogs. I also like to eat it with chicken tenders. I like to eat my coleslaw with fish. You can only put so much in at a time. So, that's what you do. You just put you so much of it in there. Don't try to put the whole thing in. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You got to. And I like to keep the green. You may not like to keep the green. I find that a lot of people waste. Let me put it where y'all can see it. Hold on. You may not see it, but you can see this. Hold on, y'all. I have to rest my back. Now I'm sitting down. And I'm going to put it where you can see it. We're going to chop it. Okay, that's the first one. And I like to chop it up like KFC. So I like mine chopped like KFC. I'm just going to put it in this big container for you to see me. And when you chop it up like that, it don't make as much. Because it turns your little stuff small. Alright, so we're going to cut up another one. You got to get this thing hooked to where you hear that, it ain't going to work. Come on. See? Wait. I'm trying to find the lock. Okay, I heard it. Y'all hear it? I heard it. And I'm going to put this back in there. And we're going to cut up some more. That's how I do mine. So, you know. So y'all will know. Act like you know. Can't put it all in at once. I don't care what brand it is. It just ain't going to work. It just ain't going to work. And I use the dark and the light. And I love my pinto beans with coleslaw too. So this coleslaw will get gone. Yesterday, Thursday. Yeah, it'll get gone. And if you don't overcrowd it, it'll blend like you want it to. Just kind of pulse it a little bit, and then it'll blend like you want it to. Now this will be the last little one. When we get through with this, we won't have one more section. Put that off to the side. And if you want to take the rest of your cabbage and put it up, you can. Steam your little cabbage if you want to. Then you do that. This is how I like mine. You know, ain't nothing like that small cat. I don't like the other, really. I can eat any. This is how I like to do mine. Okay. We're going to set it up again. And let me tell you something. By the time you don't have to throw this away in one day. Cabbage don't get old in no one day. I'm going to eat this on a hot dog on one day. I'm going to eat it with my pinto beans if I got some left on Sunday. Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This cabbage will be, this coleslaw. Have you ever bought coleslaw and it's still good? You don't throw it away the same day, the next day. Y'all can do it, but I ain't doing it. There you go. Hook it back in now. I don't have to cook all this cabbage. That's more than enough coleslaw. More than enough. I can actually take this and put it in a Ziploc bag. That's probably what I'm going to do because it's more than enough coleslaw. But then what happens if I get the going, then I run out of coleslaw? What happens? Go on and use it up. Okay. My mind told me to go ahead and use it. So, that's what I'm going to do. because it's just one little small cabbage. You might as well go ahead and use it. I don't know what happened, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use it. And that's the end of it. Honey, watch your fingers. My God. You know how many times I done cut my fingers, so I have to watch it. And I'm going to fill this thing up. I'm not in a wheelchair. Do you see me in one? Why you don't have a picture on your profile? Do you see me in a wheelchair? And why you didn't come on here and say, hey, how you doing? Don't be so nosy that you don't be respectful, okay? You'll get blocked. And if I was in one, it wouldn't be none of your business, right? I think you people overstep your boundaries with folks. You ask too many questions that nobody could ever ask you in your house. And there's nothing wrong if somebody is in a wheelchair. You ought to be saying, I'm so glad to see you still trying. Well, I don't got time, so you know. I gave you your only minute. What's up, Melanie? Yeah, you do. You have to get back with people because people try you. They don't have nothing going on in their life. They don't do nothing but come try you. And it don't be nothing but scamming, fake pages. You don't got nothing else to do, but God see you. I hope y'all know what you get away with, man. You don't get away with God. Yeah, they don't care. She didn't care when she had it. Now, now I'm getting ready to make my sauce. See? There's my coleslaw. Just like how you get it at KFC. Nice and light and nicely grated. Okay? Now, I like to make a sauce. I like to do two things at this point. One, I'm going to mix some sugar. And I'm going to mix a little milk. And we're going to give this a bath. And the next thing is we're going to get us some onion. And we're going to make us an amazing sauce. We're going to hook this back in now. You don't have to rinse this out. Okay, let me do my little thing I have to do over here on TikTok. I have to connect the thing. All right. Hey, Dr. Ella Ruth Hampton, how you doing? So now we're gonna take. You're gonna need. No, I don't add the purple. I don't like the purple cabbage in mine. Mine is gonna be like KFC. You're gonna need some milk. You're going to need some sugar. You're going to need an onion. You're going to need some sweet relish. And my seasoning. That's it. Okay? So I'm going to go get the milk. I'm going to go get the onion. I got the sweet relish right here. I'm going to go get my seasoning. And we're going to make us an amazing sauce. It's already been 30 minutes on that cake. Nope, I don't want no carrots. Listen, again, this coleslaw is going to be like KFC. Okay? I don't know if you remember KFC coleslaw, if you got one. I also don't know if you remember when Chick-fil-A used to sell coleslaw. Boy, Chick-fil-A had the best coleslaw. Well, see, here's the problem. People can't break you. And jealousy is witchcraft. So when a person try to come against you, they just set themselves further back than God blessing them. You can't operate out of jealousy. It's witchcraft. You got some people right now. All you got to do is go watch Lifetime Network and see what jealousy do to people. How it takes their freedom, how it takes their lives. And they do all the craziest things off of jealousy. When you cook, you got to cook to what tastes good to you and your family. You can't cook for my family. I can't cook for your family. And I'm going to tell you one reason why I process my stuff up. I process my stuff because everybody don't like the taste of an onion. They don't want to crunch down on that onion. You're going to need some sugar too. They don't want to crunch down on the onion. So, sometimes it's easier to not let them crunch down on it if you want to keep the business. I clean up as I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my milk. I'm going to put me a little sugar in a container. Everybody don't season the same way. You just have to season according to how your family like it. I'm going to do a little milk bath. That's what you get at KFC is a little milk bath. I'm going to do a little milk bath. That's sugar. And that's milk. And you stir the sugar and the milk together. And you pour it on top of your cabbage. I don't care if I don't use salt. I don't care how much you say I need salt. You can't make me put it in there. Go ahead and let this be your starting off base. Right? This is your milk bath. Give it a good stir. Just like that. Okay, now let's make your sauce. We're going to use up some onions. Those were white. I'm going to do white and purple. A little purple. A little stronger than the white. I'm going to use some sweet relish. I'm going to use some of my everything green. And I'm going to go get the mayo. I'm going to add my little milk. All right, I'm going to go get some mayo. I'm going to start off like this. It's gonna help me crunch those onions down. Press it down real good. You can turn this vegan by just using vegan what? Mayo. That's the only difference. This mayo got egg in it. Vegans, not vegetarians, but most vegans, they don't eat anything of an animal. So the way you turn this into vegan, you got to use vegan mayo. One reason why I clean most of the time really good before I go into my next set of cooking is because I do my cleaning and I have a back injury, and so I make sure I keep my house and my kitchen on point. So I throw my amazing sauce in there. You're going to need your little sprinkle of salt. If you want a little pepper, you can add your little pepper. Okay. I'll set that right there and make sure I don't need no more mayonnaise. And I'm just going to mix this in here real good. Because I got my sauce, but that don't mean I won't need a little bit more mayo to tie it in. But work it in here real good first. Because you don't want to get it. You know how you hate when stuff is just so runny? I don't like that. Let me get a little salt and pepper. And listen, y'all, don't go back and forth with nobody. Those are trolls. You don't have to tell a grown person to be nice. When my moderators come over here, you see, I ain't saying nothing. I just ain't going to answer their comment. You don't get your comment read. You got to learn how to talk. You don't like what you see, you have to go watch the person you like. I'm going to tell you, one thing I learned about being over there on TikTok, baby, it's so many people you can watch. There's no way in the world you should be sitting around watching somebody that don't cook the way you like them to cook, somebody that don't bake the way you like them to bake, somebody that don't play the type of music you like, somebody that don't talk to you the right way. It's something got to be wrong with you to keep sitting at the table that you don't feel comfortable at. Now, y'all know I teach Bible study and I teach Black history, which is American. I can walk you down the street on it. But you got to examine yourself when you stay somewhere that you don't feel comfortable. That's just like a bad marriage. You keep staying. You keep staying and getting your head knocked in. Don't nobody got to tell you to leave. You ought to have enough headaches, and I mean physical headaches, to get your butt up and go. You don't have to stay nowhere. You don't have to hang around me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to eat nothing. Not a Nathan. So you don't get my attention. You have to grow up on him. Once upon a time, I would have answered it. But I see y'all saying be nice. You don't have to tell no grown person to be nice. A grown person that's done raised kids and a grandmama, and you still having to tell them to be nice? You don't have to do that. They are who they are. And that's why they have what they have. They're going to be who they're going to be. Now get in here. Because we're going to refrigerate this. You can't tell me that ain't no good looking coleslaw. And it's going to be so good. Baby, somebody paid me to make that coleslaw. This coleslaw so good. I promise you. It's amazing how we listen to people that ain't doing nothing. We listen to them for so many different reasons. They'll tell you to leave your husband and stay with they do. And you go with somebody down there and do it. Well, not me. They'll try to tell your business. And they don't tell later. They'll tell you. I never forget, let me tell you a true story. There was a lady that lived in my neighborhood. Her name was Miss May Paris. And she made my mama give me a whooping. And I didn't even do it. I'm going to add a little sprinkle more sugar, I think. I didn't do it. So when I got grown, I went to her and I said, Miss May Paris, you told my mama a story on me, because we can use the word lie. And she said, what you mean? I said, you told her that I hit that baseball on your house. Miss May Paris, I didn't hit a baseball on your house. She said, you didn't. I said, I told you I didn't. And the girl that hit it, she told you she was the one. I don't play baseball. The lady told me, well, I don't care. You needed a whipping anyway. So that's why I tell y'all, you don't have to. She was a mean woman. I don't care where they want to put her. But I can tell you her husband wasn't. He was humble. She also gave my sister scholarship away to the same girl that hit. And her husband said, you wrong. That scholarship belongs to Cheryl. Now you can put people you like in heaven. But she was mean. She was just mean. And you can refrigerate this so you prepping for your dinner. You ain't got to sit around doing nothing all day long at home. Baby, this ready. And let me tell you, today I'm going to eat it with coleslaw, with fish. Tomorrow, we'll probably have hot dogs. I probably won't mess with it Saturday. I might not. But if not, Sunday, I'm going to put on pinto beans. And I love coleslaw. That'll be the last day I eat this. And with son, it won't be none. On my son's birthday, he doing his own thing. And so Sunday, and don't tell me it won't be no good, because you know what's the rule. After 3 days, honey, that'll be the 3rd day. Today Thursday, ain't it? Yeah. So, you don't got to keep telling grown people. But I'm going to tell you. And some people, they not worried that God see them because they don't believe in God. So, with that being said, some people don't have a conscience. I'm going to show you the difference in the fish. And I'm going to show you the, I'm going to take this container with me over here. Because I can't let my dishes get so far packed up. So I'm going to go over here. Put this in the refrigerator. Wow. Our oils change ketchup well. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and go get the fish. I want to show you the difference in the fish. It looks like cod. But whiting have white fish as well as the dark pieces. They look totally different. I'm going to show them to you. Okay. So I'm brining the chicken. It's in pickle juice. I cut up white chicken strips and I marinated them in pickle juice overnight. Why? Because that is what Chick-fil-A does, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna put this in this container. I don't like my stuff sitting everywhere. So we're gonna set that right there. We ain't gonna mess with it yet. This is what I'm talking about. I do lean a lot because of my back. Listen. Let me show you the difference. This is your average whiting, right? I'm going to take it out the bag so that I don't get in no trouble. I got to cut this bag open. And I'm going to go over there and pour this water off. Because I always put my stuff in a Ziploc bag anyway. Okay. I'm just going to lay this like this. This is your average dark meat. Your dark, it's got a little skin. This is what you call white meat, white fish, the loin. Like gird up the loin of your mind. This is your loin piece. This one looks like cod or halibut. But it's white fish. It's thicker. It's meatier. It's thicker. It's meatier than your dark. This, you barely getting meat. You get a lot of meat on this. Now, I put this in here. Still got a little ice. So when you do your fish, if it's still slightly frozen, put it in cold water. Let me get this bowl. This is what we call whiting. Dark meat, white meat. These are both whiting fish. Did you know that? You can get this inside your fresh fish department. That's white. See how thick it is? It's going to have flakiness like cod does. This is your regular whiting. Now, I don't know why, but in our store, we can't find a whole lot. You can't find a whole lot of whiting. Now, what I do is, I always discard my packs. And I'll take, and I'm going to cook so many. When I tell you they thin, if you eat 3 pieces, the next person eat 3 pieces, this fish is gone. I just fry as much as we gonna eat. I'm not gonna freeze this. I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator. I only got 2 strips of fish left. But I'll cook it fresh, probably with some grits tomorrow. So, yeah. So you got whiting. And then if your fish is frozen, you never unthaw it in warm water. You use cold water. Because other than that, it'll break your fish up. So I'm going to go over here and put some cold water in here. And let it just sit in the cold water. And it'll unthaw. It won't tie up. It won't do none of that. Right? Now you look at that. And pull this so it don't let it drip. That's some pretty white fish. White meat whiting. It's called white loin. The loin. Gird up the loins of your mind. But I haven't seasoned it, Jean, because I ain't ready to cook it. You don't want to batter your fish and stuff too early. Your flour will clump up on it. When you get through soaking your fish, you need to squeeze the water out, pat it dry. All right? You need to pat this dry. If you don't pat your fish dry and let it dry out, what ends up happening is your fish will get too crunchy. So this fish has to, when it gets through thawing, I take paper towels, press down on it. That's how I do it. I always keep your stuff together. You know what you're working with. It's too early. I can't. It's too early. So this is just going to sit there till it finish unthawing. You can smell the cakes. They doing real good. They finna be out in a minute. Go ahead and clean up behind yourself. Oh, I don't put no cornmeal or nothing on mine until I cook it in the morning. Because, again, the cornmeal will get wet. And when it gets wet, it won't do nothing but crunch up. I don't like that kind of fish. As far as shaking just some seasoning on it, it's only 2 strips. I like to pat mine fresh and then season it. The seasoning just right here. It ain't gonna be no big deal. That cake is almost ready. I know that baby cake is. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We got 11 minutes, so I can go in here and get that baby cake out of here. I can't keep the door open long. Hold on, let me check it. I'm gonna reach in here and get this baby cake. And shut it back up. This is the baby cake. This is the baby cake. I'm gonna flip the baby cake. I could have took this baby cake out probably, I don't know, just a few seconds early. But I didn't realize it, so it stayed in there a little longer. It's okay. It's just, ain't nobody getting it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna flip this over and pull the top off. But the other one is cooking good. I just did this one as a sample to make sure it was going to look good. And I'm going to flip this back over on this butt. And it look good. And the other one coming out good. So, I like mine. I don't like my cakes to sweat. So I go boop, 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 boop. Pretty little cake. That's how much icing. That lets me know my other cake is going to rise really good. Because this one did really good. Right? Nice and tender. So I'm going to set this. We just let it cool. And so we're going to have some french fries. We're going to have some chicken. I'm going to season that chicken when I get ready to drop it in the grease for Avery. I'm going to fry my fish. And I'll be able to relax and eat. And I don't have to feel like I'm tired. Now, we going to wait. I can shift y'all over here because we need to catch up on a few dishes. Because that cake got less than 10 minutes. and it will be coming out to present itself to you all. If y'all be nice and don't overcrowd her and don't be mean to her, she just wants to come out easy. Nice and easy. All right? I do have my own little secret things that I do. Sometimes you might see me slide the camera over to one side. Slide in the middle. I got 307 over here, 369 over here. I want to thank you. I'm Tracy from Mama's Comfort Cooking. I cook like mama did and grandmama did. Old school way. Back in the day when I was a child. I ain't a child anymore. I'm 58. But sometimes I wish and think, you know, I'm claiming 58. I'm 57, but April 30th I'll be 58. So I'm claiming it by faith. And I started cooking it as early as maybe 10 or 11 years old. First thing my mama taught us to do is to make homemade cornbread. I never had an opportunity to make Jiffy. I don't know. I'd have to read the back of a Jiffy box, and I'd have to figure it out how to make it, because I grew up making everything from scratch. I can get a knife and go to work and tap up some collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens, corn on the cob, poke salad, chicken wings, anything. I know how to cut up a chicken in its joints. I think that we got to get back to those days, because things are just too expensive. And the more we complain and yet spend our money, nothing will change. But if we stay home and we cook, God has been so good to me. He blessed me to get my full monetization back on Mama's Comfort Cooking on FB. He blessed me to come over last April to TikTok. And I'm already at 40,700 people. On this page, I got 461,000. On another page over here, I got 218,000. Then I got 23,000 and 18,000. And then on YT, I got over 17. So God has been so good to me. And I tell people all the time, when I first came out, I was naive and I was ignorant. And I didn't see that the world was the way the world was. But now that I see what people are capable of doing, I had to grow up. Oh my God. Miss Katina. Please say a prayer for Miss Katina's son. She said he was deployed. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times when our children go to war, they don't come back the same. Something takes their innocence and something still holds them captive. So God, I just ask that you just touch her and give her peace and give her strength. Passes understanding. My God, from time. Cover him, shield and protect him. Give me a minute, y'all. The cake is gonna come out. I'm gonna tell you something else. If you don't like your cake a little dark on top or whatever, you can always cook it on 300. It's gonna take a little longer to cook. I'll be right with y'all in just a second. You want a little prayer off of the line, off of the line. You know, you can pray without people seeing you and hearing you. Pray without ceasing. I mean, you don't never stop doing it. I'll be right over here again. Okay. Pray like it's your kid. How about that? I gotta call mine and see when she done heard anything. Cause at first, nothing was coming her way because she wasn't in that area. Depending on where you stationed at. And mine is in the Air Force, and she wasn't. I gotta check on her. I just got to. She would have called me anyway by now. I know her. She don't even worry me for nothing. Unless it's something that's gonna go down, and she be like, "Mama, pray. Mama, get on them knees. Can you get up and tell you and Daddy to pray?" I'm gonna check on her. But her orders are not that way, but you never know. In a time like this, anybody can be called. So let's get this cake out, because I want y'all to see it before I let y'all go over here on FB. If you want to see me do a little bit more cooking later on, you're going to have to come to TT. I think I can pull it out a little early too. Well, I'm going to let the time run out. Just might as well let it run out. And then I'm going to put some French fries in the... Yeah, I got an hour before my baby get home. So I'm going to put the French fries on. And I'm going to drop the chicken, and I'm going to drop the fish. I'll be done for the night. I'll sweep my floor, finish washing them dishes over there, and probably sit outside on my deck. I do have one, but it's an old one that I did in 2001. I don't have a new one. But my old one I got is right here. People don't believe I did. I done had this. My first cookbook before I ever knew what social media was. I did it in 2001. And I wrote my little page, and I donated it, my stuff, to the church. Where's my opening page? Oh, my declaration page. See my name right there? And so I don't sell this one. I only got so many copies of this. But I did. And I gave all the proceeds to the house of God. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to let y'all see it. I'm not going to flip it. It's got to cool off. Now that's a big cake. If I flip it too soon, it may not come all the way out. But I flipped the small one real quick time I took it out. But this one, I'm going to wait at least 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes I wait 5. I don't let it sit in there too long because it'll grab hold to it. Let me just double check. Because even though it looks it, it feels it, I like to make sure. Because I'll get something a little more time before it's I'm going to give my cake just a little bit more time. Just a little. It'll be all right. Just a little. I don't like to play around with something. My stick. I saw a little. It wasn't all the way clean. That's another thing. Get you some sticks. Because if you're not sure if that cake is, it feel it. But when you stick that stick all the way in there, you got to make sure that cake is completely done or it's going to fall. It'll sit out. And while it's sitting out, that cake will fall. And I'm going to tell you a secret. That's why a lot of people will not flip their cakes from upside down. Because the upper part done failed. You know why it failed? It failed because they needed to give it a little more time. Also, if your oven cook fast, instead of cooking it on 325, cook it on 300. And if you don't want a dark cake, you like all your cakes real light, and you don't want them this color, then that's why this cake is perfect, because it cooks. See, it's still light. So this one cooked a little bit longer, so I'm going to get that a little bit longer. And it ain't going to hurt you. I didn't leave it out 5 minutes or nothing. I showed it to y'all, put it back in there, and kept it moving. So you have to know how to cook your own stuff. And nobody can tell you. I can tell you to cook that cake for an hour. But your heating element in your thing say an hour and 15 minutes. Because you ain't got the best, you know. I got 2 different ovens. And I'm going to tell you something. I know my ovens don't cook the same. The upper one is hotter than my lower one. I realize that. I be paying attention to my own stuff. I don't stick no gauge in there. I don't got all that kind of stuff around here. But I got enough sense. I got enough sense to know when I'm cooking something, if it's not leveled out right, or if it don't feel like, you know, then I'm getting everything I need to get out of it. So you do the same thing. Nobody tell you no different. I don't care. That's why I told you about cooking. If you don't like something, that don't mean it's wrong. You just don't like it. I tell people that all the time. You can't tell people how to really cook. You can show them directions. You can inform them of the way you did something. There may be a more excellent way, a shortcut. But if they don't like that, you can't make them. If they don't want a drop of sugar in nothing they cook, I don't care if it cuts acid. If they don't want a drop of sugar in their spaghetti, you can't tell them they wrong. Oh, you're going to have to get somebody else to eat it. Well, somebody else will eat it. It just won't be you. Everybody's taste buds are not the same. And if you think about it, it's according to how you was raised. Now, if you was raised in the South, down here in the South, a lot of us put sugar in everything. If you from South Carolina, if you from Georgia, if you from Florida, honey, we drop sugar in almost everything. Mississippi, we put sugar in almost everything, even in our sleeps. But that don't mean everybody does. Did you cut your hair like that? Yeah, I did. Yeah. God gave me the strength. I get in my bathroom and cut my hair. I'm a master cosmetologist, and I arch my eyebrow. I sure did. I used a straight razor. I arched son's eyebrows the other day. I don't arch them like no girls, but he get a unibrow, so I have to arch his eyebrows because his grows together. You know, my kids didn't have to go get nothing, really. I was spared on that because I was doing their hair. Tennessee do too. I know we do this way. I really do. Baby, and some stuff is just to cut a little of the bitterness out. Some greens can be too bitter. Just depending on where they growing and how they growing them. All greens don't grow the same way. See, what I learned is everybody don't have the same soil. Like you from South Carolina, Augusta, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. Right? They got sand in their dirt. You up here where I'm from. You up here, you from Tennessee, Chattanooga. We got red clay in our dirt. Baby, you get some red clay in your pants, your shoes, you might well throw them away or turn them into play clothes. You can't get it out. So, the soil makes a difference on the green. Sometimes you can get some greens that's so bitter. You gotta add something. They be bitter. Know why sometimes they would mix, just like poke salad and mustard greens and turnip greens, they would mix them all together. Not together when they first start off cooking them, because poke salad, if you don't cook it right, it can kill you. You know. And some people cream they poke salad too creamy. They turn it into spinach almost. You can't use too much eggs. Just like spinach, you know. You can cream your spinach. You can boil you some boiled eggs. And you know. You got creamy spinach. So I clean up behind myself. I cook and I clean. Change out my dishwater. How I do my stuff. And you know what? I can't stand nothing to have any slight of greasy feeling to it. That's why I add more dishwashing liquid when I wash dishes. I just be washing dishes and adding dishwashing liquid on top of that. And I'm gonna let this. You see my water? Don't it look like I'm boiling water? No, I'm in the country. My water will burn you up. My water, look at that thing. My water will tear you to pieces. I'm just used to it. Maybe this here water. I don't know what kind of water we got. I don't know what we own. But I know it's like boiling water. It come out like boiling water. You can burn it up. So what I do is I let out all this dishwater in this deep sink. Pick this up, I don't put it in. Yeah, Jimette, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying like it depends on your soil. You know what I'm saying, Jimette. Some soil is good soil and some soil is hard. Like I noticed, Jimette, when I cook greens that come from Augusta or South Carolina or Savannah, they full of sand. I have to really clean them. They be full of sand. Full of it. Full of sand. And I like a bit of green, but it's just some of them. I add a little sprinkle of sugar. It just all depends, you know. But my granny and them, you just kind of go off the way you was learned when you was growing up. Baby, this water will burn you to pieces. Yes. You see me moving my hand out the way. Yep. And then I got so used to it. Yeah, if it's got too much sand, you got to really, because baby, you will mess up all your greens. Your greens won't be hitting on nothing. They won't. Come on out. Yeah, we're going to go on over here and get this stuff out of here. I'm going to take this cake out one more time. I think she'll be all right this time. She should be pretty good. I'm going to set her off to the side. Oh, baby, time. Yeah, she look good. She don't look good. She look good. Look, my kitchen clean. Y'all don't believe me? I'm going to put this last little set of stuff up. My kitchen clean. I got to sweep my floor. You wouldn't think I done all that. We done made coleslaw. We done baked the cake. We got the fish over there. I'm going to put this last little bit up. And the kitchen clean. Let me give y'all a run around. I just got to put a few little things up. Kitchen clean. Kitchen's clean. You don't have to wait. Let me tell you something. Sometimes we get in the habit of just dragging stuff. Like you cook. I got a brother. I hate for him to come cook anything. He'll mess your whole kitchen up. He will not wash dishes behind himself. But if you cook, and if you wash as you cook, you put your stuff up. Get your stuff where it need to go. Put it back in the spot. You done started on to something a great day. You ain't got to worry about it tonight. Put it that way it belongs. Dry your stuff up. Tomorrow when you get ready to come in this kitchen, you'll be coming in to start. You know, I treat my kitchen like I go to work, for real. So I tell myself, if I go ahead and do everything now, if I clean, I used to work for First Brand. If I clean my station, when I come back to work, it won't be a mess. You don't want to come and try to decorate no cake. And the kitchen is a mess. So if you go ahead now and clean it up, when everybody else eat, you can eat. When my baby get ready in an hour, she'll be home. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to start dropping that chicken. It's still sitting in that pickle juice. I'm going to cook her so many today. And then I'm going to let it stay in the pickle grind. And if she wants some more Chick-fil-A tomorrow, I already got the Chick-fil-A sauce over there. She wants some more Chick-fil-A tomorrow, she can have some more tomorrow. It's cheaper. I paid $17 for a pack of chicken. I cut it up in strips. She eat off it 2 days. I'm still going to have half of that bag for her to eat off of 2 more times. If not 3 more times. See what I'm saying? The French fries. If I run out of French fries that I bought, I can use fried potatoes and onions. Budget your money. I teach budgeting. You got to tell yourself what you're spending. You got to tell yourself, oh no, I can't do this. This costs too much. And then when you start seeing it, you'll start finding your money. I'm going to tell you one of the worst things I think they could have gave all of us, including myself. One of the worst things we could have got is a debit card. You can't keep up on your money because we don't write nothing down no more. We got late. When we had to write it down, baby, it would be times I'd be like, I don't feel like writing no check. So, I didn't write one. You didn't get nothing because I didn't have nothing but a checkbook. Saved me a lot of money. I go somewhere and I say, oh, I ain't got no checks today. That's how I went. Oh, we take credit. No, you ain't going to take my credit card. You don't want mine. That's how I get people off me. You don't want my credit card. Mm-mm. No, you don't, baby. And now, they got DoorDash. Oh, my God. Ava want me to give her a card. She want to DoorDash everything. Honey, I ain't gave Ava no card. Mm-mm. You ain't gonna DoorDash on me. Now I'm gonna take it out one more time. This time I believe it's right. Uh-uh. Oh, yeah. Just a little extra. Just a little extra protection. Oh, my housekeeper clean. She'll spring clean. I pay a housekeeper. It's clean. And that's just because I dug in it deep. But it's flaky. That's good tape. I'm going to move it out the way. And she pretty. I'm going to let her cool. Get my parchment paper. I'm going to flip her. In just a second. Y'all, I've been waiting. I'm waiting on my parchment paper. Y'all know I got all kind of squares in the freezer. If you want in it, I got tropical. I got carrot, sweet potato. I think I got some coconut, lemon, strawberry lemon, hummingbird, Jubilee, brownies. I don't have any orange, but I can make some orange. I don't know if I got any more peach cobbler, but I can make some. So what I do is what they call a double flip. I flip it on one side. As soon as I flip it back up. So I take this tape, I flip it out, I put another piece of parchment paper. And I could just half in this parchment paper. That's what I do, because I'm waiting on my parchment paper to come. And I'll flip it on the other side. Y'all ready to flip that cake? I like to flip mine time it come out. I ain't gonna even lie. Let's flip this cake. I'm gonna go over here and get it. This thing heavy a little bit too. That's why I told you I knew what kind of icing I wanted to use. Baby, she heavy. But I ain't gonna let her stay this way. The cake will sweat on this top. So you're gonna have to flip it. If you let it stay that way, it'll sweat. You turn it the other way, it'll air better. So I'm gonna take another plate and I'm gonna flip it like that. Take this off so it can breathe. Now I got it that way. Okay? And I'm just going to put it. I'm put it somewhere. I'm just going to let it sit. And that's how I do mine, right? So, if you want to glaze it, now you let it cool off a little bit. If you're going to do a glaze that you want to melt into your cake, give it about 5 minutes. Make your glaze up and pour it in there. And it can melt into the cake. If you're trying to just do a sticky glaze. You know, a little powdered sugar, a little whatever flavoring, vanilla you want, lemon, whatever you want. Add a little milk and just glaze it. I would use lemon juice and not lemon extract. Listen, when you making your the only extract you want to use in your glaze is vanilla. If it's a lemon glaze, use you some lemon juice. The extract will make it taste turpentine. You can use you a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring or a half a teaspoon. Then you can use your whatever kind you're making. If it's vanilla, then you can do that, a little vanilla bean, whatever you want to. But you have to be careful with other extracts because they got alcohol in them. And the alcohol can make your stuff taste like turpentine. That's why when I use my cakes, I use vanilla and I use me some butter extract. The rest of it, when it comes to it, like I use lemon juice or fresh lemons. Lemon juice, fresh lemons, anything other than that extract. You put too much extract, you can taste it in that lemon cake. I don't judge nobody, but we be eating stuff, I be like, They didn't have a lemon. They could have squares a lemon or something. They could have. So listen here, FB. I'm so glad we had this time together. Come here. Just to have a laugh, or sing a song. See, we just got started, and before you know it, I gotta finish up on TikTok and I gotta say so long. I love you. We'll see y'all lady honeybees. We back cooking over here. Now, tomorrow at 11:30, join me at Tracy K. Mitchell for our conversation. See you later, honeybees.